The Sun Princess has a lot of dining options, but is Sabatini's actually worth paying extra for? Let's find out. Okay, so this is a look at the menu here at Sabatini's. This is the wine list. Feel free, please, to pause the screen and have a look. Here are the different courses, and this is a $45 per person cover charge. The little guy was a little less. I think he was about half of that. This is a 5-course menu and meal. And so we're able to choose from each of the sections here. Again, please do pause the screen to take a closer look at the menu. The waiter has recommended the soup, the arancini balls, the branzino, the lobster tortellini has also been recommended. And the spaghetti with the meatball has also been recommended. Here are the desserts as well.
And also the polenta, okay? And marinara sauce.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So garlic bread has arrived along with polenta and marinara sauce. The bread looks delicious. I really hope it is worth the calories, like the bread at Crown Grill. The bread is definitely worth the calories. In particular, the roll has cheese and garlic in it. It is absolutely amazing. Definitely worth the calories. So this is the ensalada mixta. And Paul is having the langoustine tomato soup over there. I was not expecting the langoustine to come in its shell in the soup. I am curious to see how he's going to get that out of there. Okay, the arancini has arrived. It's been a while since I've had arancini, so I'm really looking forward to this. It smells delicious, and it looks just as good as it smells. So this is the tortellini, the lobster tortellini to be precise. Okay, and now the main course has arrived. This is the branzino, which, if you don't know, is a nice light white flaky fish. Think fillet of sole or a flounder, that level of flakiness and lightness in the fish. I like the way it is crispy on the outside of the skin. This should be a boneless fish. It should have been properly filleted. So we'll go ahead and we'll have a taste of this. And Paul has the lamb chops over on his side. And the dessert I am so stuffed for but wanted to give a try to compare it to Dario's is the tiramisu. This looks really very, very good. I am looking forward to trying this. Tiramisu is actually one of my favorite desserts. Future Denise and Paul here. We're going to talk about our dinner at Sabatini's. While we did take some video and some footage in the restaurant, we didn't want to be a pest to the people around us. Most of the review is going to take place right here in our room. First things first, I've said this before, Princess needs to do a better job at this. If you are bringing your little to a specialty dining venue and they are meh about the food. So for instance, our little guy ate the food at Teppanyaki. He has not eaten the food at any of the other specialty restaurants. They're going to give you something from the grill to choose from. You can go upstairs to the grill or downstairs, depending on where you are, to the grill and get your chicken tenders and your hot dogs and your fries. There's nothing special about the kids' menus when it comes to these specialty restaurants. And I think that's really disappointing because you're spending $25, $28, $29, depending on the restaurant, dollars for them, and they're getting stuff that you could get for free free up at the buffet. So with that said, let's talk about dinner at Sabatini's. So for all of the specialty restaurants are a multi-course affair, and this restaurant is no different. So we had our starters at the restaurant. So first of all, the atmosphere there is lovely. It is lush, it is plush, velvet chairs,
Elegant.
beautiful chandeliers, definitely very, very elegant. So let's talk about what we had. So there are 5 different items for you to choose from the Supa e Ensalada course. I went with the Tuscan style panzella bread salad, and that came with grilled shrimp, toasted croutons, heirloom tomatoes, basil leaf, red pepper, anchovy, and I say anchovy because there was one, olives, basil infused extra virgin olive oil. And I have to say, I loved this dish. So everything is small courses. There were 3 shrimp on the plate, if I'm remembering correctly. It was really a nice, bright, light dish. It felt like a palate cleanser. It was really excellent. The flavors all worked well together. I thought the dish was absolutely amazing. So you had the langoustine tomato soup, which had mussels, clam, and snapper in a rich red tomato broth.
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, that was really good, but the star of the show, if you will, is the langoustine. It was a whole langoustine. If you know what a langoustine is, it's like a miniature lobster, and it was presented in the soup, right on top of the soup. It wasn't de-shelled, so you had to take the langoustine meat out of the shell. So it was a lot of work for that soup. Would I do it again? Maybe not, because it was a lot of work, but the payoff was really good. It was very tasty. Langoustine was really good. The rest of the seafood in the soup was really good as well.
So, and the next course was the antipasti. I had the arancini balls. Those are the rice balls, the risotto filled rice and cheese balls, fried, absolutely delicious, 0 notes. It was so good. I remember saying at the time, I wish we had smell-o-vision. The tomato sauce that was around that, it was so good. It was absolutely delicious. I could have had that as a meal and been happy. You had the antipasto.
So typical antipasto meats on your platter. You had, I think it was salami, coppa, Parmesan cheese, and olives. Well, everything was really good. Couldn't complain. Everything was delicious.
The next up was the primi piatti, and I had the lobster tortelloni. And oh my goodness, this dish was so rich and flavorful. My only complaint is that it was borderline a little too salty, but that's my only note. It was really great. All the flavors worked well together. The lobster was tender. The pasta was fresh and homemade. Absolutely delicious dish. I could recommend that one.
I had the seafood linguine. It was fresh pasta. They said it was linguine, but it was more of a, I think it was a fettuccine, so wide, flat noodles. Not the thinner version, which would be the linguine, but it was a different type of noodle, but everything was good. I'm not going to complain between the type of noodles it was, but everything was really good. Everything was delicious there.
Then we had the secondi, and this, my friends, is where I just about threw in the towel. These were small plates, and at the same time, they were very filling plates. And to say I just about threw in the towel, I did throw in the towel. I ordered the branzino, which again was lovely. My notes here is that I felt it was slightly overcooked. A branzino is a white flaky fish, usually very tender. This felt just slightly on the dry side. The flavors on the dish were great. The onions and I think there was some zucchini on the plate, all very flavorful, very nice, worked well together. However, I was just so full. I couldn't finish it. I don't even think I got halfway through the dish. I just sat there in a literal food coma. It was too much. And so you had the tender grilled lamb chops for your main.
Yeah, that was really good. The waiter had suggested it, cooked to perfection. 2 lamb chops, charred on the outside, but cooked well, perfectly on the inside. Really, really tender, really flavorful.
And the last thing that we had was, of course, the dolce course. And this I just had a couple of bites of just because I wanted to taste it. I had the Sabatini's tiramisu. I wanted to compare it to the tiramisu over at Dario's Butcher Block. This I felt was much better. I still had all the tiramisu flavors. However, the coffee flavor wasn't as overpowering as it was over at Butcher Block.
I had the ricotta cheesecake. You know, it's not your traditional Philly style cheesecake, which would be the cream cheese, which would be sweeter and more rich. But this was fine. It's still a cheesecake. I love cheesecake, ricotta, or cream cheese, so I couldn't complain there either.
Okay, so value for money and whether or not we would do this one again. Sabatini's, I would definitely do again. I think this one was either $45 or $49 per person. They vary. They're not all the same price. However, my advice is when you go hungry.
Yeah.
Go really hungry. Flavors were generally speaking very good. It is better than average Italian. Sometimes Italian on the cruise ships can feel a little Olive Garden to me.
Yep.
This one was not that. This felt like a land-based, traditional, really good Italian restaurant. And so I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Comparing it to other Italian restaurants and other cruises, I thought this was really the best. And as far as the specialty dining here that we've had so far, I think Sabatini's was up there. Crown Grill might have been the first. We'll figure out what the rankings are, but Sabatini's was definitely up there. And most, if not all, of the dishes were really good to me.
So we have cleared the board almost on the specialty dining restaurants. So we have been to Dario's Butcher Blocks, we have been to Crown Grill, we've been to Sabatini's, we have also been to Teppanyaki, and we have one more to go, which is the Catch. So if you have not done so, please subscribe with the notification bell on so that you know when all of these reviews are available. Paul mentioned us ranking them. I always do a dining roundup and I rank them for you to let you know which one we think was the best, and we sort those out for you in order of our personal preference. So if you have been to Sabatini's before, let us know what you thought. Would you recommend this one to a friend? Did you think it was good value for the money? Let us know in the comments below. If you are interested in seeing the rest of our reviews, we're going to link those for you above and below in our Sun Princess playlist. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed this dining adventure with us. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when the next adventure begins. And no matter where your next adventures take you, we hope that you enjoy the journey. Bye now.